He's out there having fun. That's what it's all about.
I'm glad he's out there. Yeah, it's pretty good. And
maybe we need to get him in here and let Bob Lusk teach him how to whisper for them bass.
He'll catch way more bass than I will. I'll grow them. He can catch them.
Well, that'll work too. And folks, that's what Bob does. And if any of you guys that are listening, maybe y'all just bought some land down south or here in the hill country somewhere, and you got a really nice ravine down there. You got a really good area that needs to be. I'll build me a tank down, no pond. I'm sorry, Bob. A pond down there so I can stock it full of big bass so the kids can catch them. Or maybe they want to stock catfish. Or maybe they just want to put perch in it.
Perch. Yeah.
You can fix them up with that.
Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, our company, what we do is help people to create the fishing ponds of their dreams. And I live on 12 acres. I got 8 ponds, and every pond serves a different purpose. So if you're out there and you've got a small pond and you want to grow fish for meat, we can help you figure that out. If you want to have a pond set up where you can just catch brim over and over and over and over, where kids can learn how to catch a fish, we can help you do that. So in this day and time, there's enough resources and equipment and toys and fish availability that if you've got a hole of water out there, we can help you figure out what to do with it to get it just like you want it. Now, of course, there's always limits, and we'll talk about that when we get one-on-one, but we can do some fun stuff with water. I mean, I've got some 10th acre ponds at my house that grow more fish than some 5-acre lakes grow. So there's some techniques and things you can do in the way you stock it and take care of those fish. You can have some fun with a small pond. You sure can.
Go 3-pound perch.
Now,
what?
Bob's going to say no, grow 3-pound bluegill.
Yeah.
Are you doing community ponds too, or is it mainly all private?
The Texas Parks and Wildlife. Texas Parks and Wildlife does a great job with that. Now, what we do sometimes is we'll stock a pond with catchable size fish for kid fishing derbies and things like that. We've done 8 or 10 of those this spring where a community will say, hey, we're going to have an event. Can you get some big enough fish to catch?
Okay,
some big enough perch, big enough bass, big enough bluegill, that sort of thing. Typically, it's catfish and brim that we stock in ponds like that so kids can have a good time and catch fish.
And do you find that those community ponds are pretty well managed for the most part, or?
No, they're really not.
They're
not managed in the sense that they're, taken care of just for a fishery, because they serve a multitude of purposes. Maybe they have a flock of ducks. People like to feed the ducks. Yeah. Most community ponds, they want them to be aesthetically appealing more so than productive.
Yeah.
So from a fishing standpoint, they're kind of put and take fisheries, where you put the fish in, you take some out, you put more in.
Right.
So they're really not trying to manage them to be a normal, natural fish-producing pond. Most of them are to look pretty good and to have fish in them from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it's not at all like the privates where they're really looking for productivity.
Totally different.
Right.
Different goals, different target audiences, different mission.
And it's obvious when you're on them. You can tell. You can tell.
And we're going to talk more about this on the other side of this break we're fixing to come up on. And folks, we want y'all to jump in. This next break, we're just going to open it up where y'all want to give us a call, 512-390-5483. That is the Fried Squirrel Hotline. And if any of you guys are listening on the iHeartRadio and you want to talk to us on the Big Fried Squirrel Hotline, that's 877-366-5483. Is that right, Tomas?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. Just
one of those guys.
Yeah. Hey, we got to get out of here. Is it time to get out of here? There's the music. Okay, we got to get out of here. We got to see y'all on the other side of this break. We got Chico. We got Bob Lusk, the Fish Whisperer, in here with us too. So we'll see y'all on the other side of this break. Thank you, Sioux Falls Prater. Bye.
My good buddy asked me, buddy, why don't you drink? And I said, it's probably better I don't. He said, there's a lot of girls in this here bar that we could chase. I said, trust me, it's probably better I don't. 'Cause I used to be an all-nighter. I'm a hell of a...
Now back to the Bud Light Studios and your host, Ken Milam.
And ruined your blind tie affair. The last one.
Well, that's right. We're on live now.
Last one to show, I was the last
Well, now,
one
folks,
you thought you'd see there.
You need to be wearing boots in the studio today with the stories we've been telling. Hey, folks, we got Chico and Bob Lusk in here. Yeah, Bass Whisperer. Bob's, are you going to say? Yeah, new nickname, the Bass Whisperer.
The big bass
the big
whisperer.
Bass Whisperer.
The
Hey,
pond
folks,
boss.
Pond boss. The
And
big
variations
Bass
of
Whisperer.
how you say that, too.
Hey, guys, next week, we're trying. Well, we brought in the monsters today. The big guys, the heavy hitters for our interview. Next weekend we got another one, Larry Weish and Trailing the Hunter's Moon. Then after that we're gonna have Cody Robertson in here. It's just boom, boom, boom. We're just filling them up, having fun doing it, and I hope everybody's enjoying this. We do. And, they've syndicated the show. They're saying, this thing's getting pretty good. We're going to start sharing it with other people.
Something's going right.
Yeah, and people can listen to it all over the world on iHeartMedia, and that's a wonderful thing. And we would love to do this because what we're doing is trying to teach our kids and our parents and such as that do not know the outdoor lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And here we just a bunch of rednecks in here right now, and that's what we've done all our life and enjoy it, and all of us are making a living doing what we enjoy. I mean,
pass it on.
Everybody wants
keep
to
the
be
culture.
the Bass Whisperer. Now, Bob,
Yes.
if somebody has got a pond,
Yes.
and they want to, like the guy called in earlier, and he talked about the pond he's got, and he's wanting to get rid of what's in there or find out if what he's got in there is going to do anything. When he was talking about those 9-inch catfish, I'm sitting there, well, they're either mud cat or he's got so many catfish in there, they're not growing.
Right. That's right.
Is that
That sure could be. I mean, we could probably guess our way to the truth, but the way to really do that is to go in and evaluate what you have so that you can figure out your starting point. And once you have a starting point, then you can create a game plan so you can get to your end game. If you say, well, my goals are I want to grow big bass, then we have to have the right habitat, not only for those bass, but for the fish that they eat as well. See, it takes 10 pounds of bait fish for a game fish to gain a pound. So we're not only in the habitat business, we're in the food chain business. And if somebody says, I want to grow a really big fish, we're in the genetics business. And then every pond is like a garden. So the fourth key principle is you got to have a harvest plan. So if somebody says, I got a bunch of 9-inch catfish, and they are channel catfish, they're either overcrowded or underfed or both. So and when you start feeding fish like those catfish you're talking about, once they hit a pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds, you really need to start taking those out and eating them. You're not going to plant 52 rows of tomatoes and not harvest tomatoes.
no?
A pond or a lake is the very same way. But the thing is you get to be picky about what you harvest. And that's the 4 key principles, the backbone of managing a private lake or any body of water. It's the right habitat, the right food chain, healthy genetics, and a good harvest program. If you've got all 4 of those things, you got a good strategy going on.
So what you're saying is these guys that got these ponds, and these just for the kids, we're just going to put a few catfish in there and then let them catch them and they can throw them back. They done messed up. They need to be catching them and keep. Now this is 3 or 4 years after they built the pond,
right.
and they're full of channel cat, and they've been breeding and spawning. Now they need to be taking some fish out and having fish fries.
That's right. I've got a video on my Facebook page that I shot earlier in the week of what happens when you let a pond get overcrowded with fish. It was having an oxygen depletion. The fish were coming up at the surface piping for air, and when that happens, if you don't harvest some of those fish, Mother Nature will do it for you, and you won't like how she does it.
And that's what I've been telling a lot of people, that same thing on the Great Outdoors. Are people that have that are saying, "Oh, it's so cruel to trap animals." Well, again, your raccoons, your foxes. What's going on right now? We're having rabies in town here in the city, here in little communities out around the city. Well, it's Mother Nature taking care of the overabundance of varmints.
You know, one of the things I've learned over time, Ken and Chico, is that we're taught as biologists to seek a balance. Well, there's no such thing.
No.
You know, once you finally hit that point that you think is the balance, it starts to shift the other way. So it's always just kind of like, balloons up and down and up and down. And so that's what you're trying to do is recognize when it's time to harvest, when it's time not to harvest, when it's time to stock, when it's time not to stock. You know?
It's just get out there, have fun doing what you're doing, and hoping you're doing it right.
And then you got guys like Chico that are out there in the kayak doing what he does. He's got some new stuff going on,
What's
too.
going on in the kayak
Well, we got some
world?
cool stuff. ICAST is coming next week in Old Town.
Orlando.
Out in Orlando, in Old Town. Go down, visit the booth. We're going to be rolling out a new kayak, so keep your eyes open.
So Old Town is going to have a Newtown kayak.
We're going to have a new Old Town. It's just a new stuff. That's right. Yeah.
So
keep your eyes open. You're going to see it here in the next couple of weeks. So,
that'll work.
Yeah. It's coming out.
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. In fact, what we're saying is
got a motor.
Big things are coming. It's got.
Me and Bob, we're going to go kayaking, but we ain't going one without a motor.
Let me just say that it has propulsion.
There we go. We got kayaks now.
Yeah, there you go.
They all have propulsion.
This
is a new propulsion.
This is a new form of propulsion.
We got a little carrot sticking out there.
That's right.
Electric trolling motor.
Yeah, electric.
We done did that. That one's done.
Well, that was already been done. Yeah.
I love mine. So.
Okay. So
that's what's new. But just getting out, filming, going to go fishing, and get out and spend some night fishing here. It's time to fish at night, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, because it's just too dang hot to go fishing in the daytime.
That's right. So.
Never too hot to go fishing.
We're gonna get you striper fishing again for long. Go check out Bob on the blog page. We had Bob and Chico shot it, and we all went out with Max, my son, and caught a bunch of fish and had a good time.
Captain Phil
and Captain Phil, and those stripers pretty good eating too, ain't they?
Yeah, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I ate them as soon as I got home, and I'm going to put the recipe in Pond Boss magazine that I chose. It was really, really good.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
Well, I took them and I built up kind of a batter. Oh, no, we're running out of time.
Running
I
out
guess
of
we'll
time.
have to read about it.
Okay,
Darn it.
Go to pondboss.com.
Yeah, let's go to breakfast. You want to?
We're going to in just a few minutes.
I'm hungry.
Tell them about find everything.
You know, to hunt me down, go to pondboss.com. You can click on the email. It sends it to 5 of us. And I'm one of them that will get that email, and we'd be happy to help you at any level with your private waters.
There you go. That's what we bring. Thank you, Bob.
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Bass Whisperer. Thank you, Chico.
Thank you, Ken.
And thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all are family. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat place, right here on AM 1300 The Zone. We got to thank Sioux Falls Prater. Bye.